Kidding is here.
Guy.
Yes,
Getting ready for
Kidding.
Full Speed. Now this is album number second
This is
major.
3,
but it's
second
3.
major.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Third if you count the independent. Which, you know what I'm saying?
Which was still,
on
that's
iTunes.
still one of my favorite albums, man. Most people wait a little longer than about 12 months to drop another project.
I actually wasn't concerned on making a project because I was on tour.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is I was on tour and I wasn't even able to like record and be in the studio as much, especially when I went to Europe. So from there, right before I went to tour, I stay in the studio regardless if I have an album or not. So in the midst of being in the studio working and trying to write for other people, came across a couple records that the label liked, and then we made some situations happen, and it excited them to start an album, and they were like, as soon as you get off tour, we're ready to go.
You got Kidding, the artist.
Yeah.
You have the producer side of you. You have the writing side of you. And I think a lot of people, they just now, they're fans of your music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've had it in the past year, some of the biggest records that have been in radio, whether it's Show Me.
It seems like every record you were putting out was just on the radio.
I linked up with R. Kelly through, trying to do a record on the first album. Okay. My Own Lane, we had a song produced by Nick Nack 2 called Bodied Up that we didn't get finished right for the album. So I think from there, the next step, when we got to the second album, they reached back out, asked if there was anything that, I thought I had for them, and it was like instant, like this time.
They reached out to you.
Yeah, it's all family, it's all love, you know what I'm saying? I run, around the same people and show face and see these guys. So, when I see a lot of his team, they're always, you got anything for Kels? And I'm like, yeah, I got this one record, which is different to where when I did the Body Language record, I didn't know I had a record for Usher. I was kind of like, I don't have anything to send. I hope you guys like this one. But
how did you, these are guys that have, this is 10, 20 years in the game here, and it's like,
yeah.
How did you even link with Usher too?
The same thing with Usher was, the thing with Usher was we kind of got word, like it was in talks like, yo, Usher's working on something. You want to try to write for the album? You want to write for this? You want to send him something to do? And I was like, I got this. Actually, at that time, I was like, no, I don't have anything. I'm on tour. I've been on tour for 2 months. Like, I haven't been recording.
Grinding,
so you guys could go through some of the old demos and see what I got, but nothing comes to mind. And then they were like, yo, what about that Body Language record? And I was like, I didn't write it for me. I like kind of just wrote it as a demo for somebody else. Like, I didn't even think to write, like, drop verses on it or anything like that. So I never really listened to the record that much to where they were like, what do you think? And I vibed with it, and I was like, send it to him, see if he could do something to it. And then from there, it was like a weak response. They were like, yo, we got it done. He's going to cut the record in 2 days. And I was like, oh, well, let's see how it goes then.
Well,
like,
all right.
Send it back,
Yeah.
But at that time, we still weren't thinking about an album, still weren't thinking about anything.
At that point too, or it was just...
Nah, see, when I wrote the song, it was meant for a female and a male to be on there together. It's like some back and forth response stuff, but I didn't explain that to anybody because the record hadn't gotten into any hands yet until the Usher situation. So when he cut the record, he cut the entire hook as if it was just one thing. So for me, I had came back and I was like, yo, this is amazing, guys, but for the vision I have for the record, like, these sections need a female, so what are we gonna do? Like, who can we reach out to? I think I was paying attention to who I was seeing in the, streets at these shows, who I was, moving around with. And then I also saw Tinashe,
it's label mates, right? So it's kind of like, yo.
It's label mate situation, but she also beat me for the number one with Main Chick. She took my number one spot.
Can't beat him, make him join you.
Yeah.
When I saw she had that number one record, I was like, all right, we could take 2 number ones and probably make another one. But it's definitely doing what it's doing. I think it's crazy. I just looked at it's growing since last week. I definitely feel like that's what the whole theme of Full Speed is to, think about, me feeling confident in that and knowing which direction to go and really just attacking it full speed and, not having to stop on it.
Oh, I see one on the side of your head here that I haven't seen before.
Yeah, I just got the play button, which kind of, was, I kind of got the play button in, the middle of thinking just about the theme of the album and everything, and just it kind of represented the same thing with just going and press and play and just it's no stop, right?
She wants to go like this too.
People tried I went to the studio with Chris.
Okay.
Me and Chris always just pop up.
Yeah.
We're in the same city all the time, so I always just hit him when I hear he's in the lab. We always talking to each other. The same homies there. He's like, yo, we at the studio. I'm like, all right, I'm about to pop up. I got some records. Tell Chris I'm pulling up. So we get there and I played him about 2 or 3 records, and we did 2 records, and I still have one. and we did the hotel record. This time I didn't let the label put 2.
I mean, but do you
Could've just
think
did
it
an
hurt
EP.
you on the first one, or I mean?
Nah, but I mean, at the point of having 5 records together, we could have just did an EP.
I was about to say, yeah, man. Where's the
True, true.
So I mean, they probably gonna resell it after one more and be like, forget it. We're just gonna put this out all Chris Brown and Kid Ink, the EP.
Right.
I was in the studio with Migos. We did everything in the studio.
They were out here, or you went to Atlanta?
Nah, they were out here. They came out here. We did. They were out here just for like a week. We were just rocking with each other, and then they came in, did 2 records. I still got another Migos record that we got.
Yeah.
You know, me and MGK were in the studio together. Me and Tinashe, was in the studio with Tinashe while we recorded for Body Language. We were in Vegas recording, and I think for the most part, everybody. The only people I wasn't in the studio with was Usher, Dej, Loaf, and Trey. But I think we were pretty, during the sessions and while everything was going on, we were interacting.
Scream Tour, just where they can catch you if they're on the road again. It's the kind of up in the air.
Yeah, it's not the tour isn't really up in the air more so we're trying to just lock everybody in and make sure, you know what I'm saying, because I think some announcements went out, with some mix-ups with some of the artists and things like that. So we're just trying to figure it all out, make sure that everybody on the tour is gonna be there for every date, and you know what I'm saying.
Full speed. It is available everywhere online. If you still going to the mom and pop store, pick it up, man. February 3rd is the date. Last minute things you gotta say?
Last minute things, man. Nah, man. Just appreciate everybody supporting the album. Make sure you go grab that. Get the red deluxe version for the extra 3 songs, and I'm gonna say the wrong thing real quick. I think children are cool. Sometimes I like.
See how he's thinking about before he says somebody's not important, before he doesn't like kids, before I see this is what I'm working towards here. Good. Making progress. I love this.
I like to rest, beat up little
pull out gang in full effect. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Bad gang, pull out gang. These are 2 affiliations here.